This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Wait, where's JC? There's JC. I was like, where'd JC go? There he is. You are tuned into the TCSF podcast with Big Z and JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football. And we're coming straight to you from the 606 Media Studios, powered by True Chicago Sports Fans. This is episode 273, and we're fired up to talk about everything that makes Chicago great, which is our Chicago sports teams. Remember to check out 606media.com, your ultimate source for all things Chicago. Snag your official TCSF podcast t-shirt or check out our exclusive For the Love of Sports merchandise line. Show off your Chicago pride. Definitely go up there and get the latest stuff that we're offering. So lots of cool stuff on there. If you're on the Facebook, YouTube, or the Twitch, smash and subscribe that button. Subscribe button, yeah. And if you're listening on your I'm jumping words here. I'm like literally jumping words like I'm dyslexic.
Smash.
Yeah, there we go. If you're listening on your favorite podcast app, leave us a 5-star review. It means the worlds to us. Looking for more ways to get involved, support the show with the monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. And as little as 99 cents keeps the conversation going every week. While you're here at 606media.com, go ahead and check out Impossicated with myself, Big Z. We dive deep into fascinating life stories and engaging discussions, insightful interviews, and plenty of humor. We also have the No Water in the Weekend podcast with Steven and Sean, a pop culture podcast serving up funny trivia, film, TV, and music. So check them out. So let's strap it in and get ready for an unforgettable ride about our Chicago sports team. We'll talk a little bit of wrestling at the end as well. But it's time. Yeah, wrestling. Yeah. We're going to talk about our Chicago Bears and start off with the most obvious thing, right? Our Chicago Bears I don't want to say last night, but it was just last afternoon. The Bears beat the New York Giants 24-20, rallying from a 10-point fourth quarter deficit. Caleb Williams engineered a game-winning drive and scored 17-yard rushing TD with 1:47 left. The win improved Chicago's recent run and puts the team firmly into the conversation of the playoffs. Caleb Williams is 20 for 36 for 220 yards, 1 passing TD, 63 rushing yards, 1 rushing TD in the win against the Giants. This season, through 9 games, this man has 2,136 passing yards, 13 TDs, 4 interceptions. We're looking good. We're 6-3, man. 6-3. Who would have thought that?
Well, I'll say this. I think personally, if Jackson Dart did not go down, we might have had a different discussion today.
Hey, man.
Just putting it out there, just saying.
Luck of the draw.
The guy with less wide receivers, with a worse running game, was making us not look very good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hate to say it, not till the very end. Caleb came back and Caleb got it done with his legs. But I mean, we keep discussing about Caleb and the completion percentages and everything else. Like, and trust me, I get it. Our wide receivers are not helping. Dropping balls. But the bottom line is that we have so much talent in the wide receiver room. The running back room is good enough, but yet our offense seems sluggish. Like I don't know how we correct this. I don't know how we become a more high-powered offense.
I don't blame the players on this one. It's talking about the offense. I mean, we're talking about the running back room. That was all the coaching. If your guy last week almost runs for 300 yards and you only give that guy 7 carries.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. Like that's the most ridiculous thing ever. But again, it's one of those where I don't know. Like I keep wanting to see more from Caleb, where it's just and again, I've said it so many times.
What more do you want to see from Caleb?
The kid has the talent. He has everything. It's just, I don't know what it is where it's like the offense stalls so much.
he can't throw and catch the ball. He can't make sure that the offensive line doesn't blow an assignment. I mean, he did catch one last week, yeah. But I mean, he can't do that every game. I mean, he was 20 for 36 for 220 with 1 touchdown. There was at least 8 drops. So let's say that's 28 for 36. That's pretty damn accurate. And that would have been over 300 yards easily and another passing touchdown, if not 2. So you can't blame Caleb on this one. He literally put the team on his back and said, "Watch out, boys, I'm doing this."
Listen, with the running game and everything else, absolutely 100%. He put the team on his back and said, "We are going to win this game."
Yep.
I wish he would do that earlier, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, like it's like I just feel again like in those early quarters, like it's ugly football. Like you know what I mean? It's one of those where it's like putting 14 points on the board in the first quarter, and like consistently putting points on the board. You know, we talked about, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, where, you know, we're sitting there settling for field goals constantly. And you know what I mean? Like, then you're sitting there wondering, like, is Cairo Santos going to make it? Does he have the leg? What are we doing? You know, and listen, I am extremely happy, you know, when we went through the schedule and we were sitting here, you know, going over like how many wins, losses. I think I picked out that we would have, we can go back and look, you know, however many podcasts ago, I could have sworn I picked them at like 10-7. And then I went and back and said, okay, that seems a little unrealistic. And then I said, I would be happy at like 8 wins. Right. So we're already almost there, and we just passed the halfway point of the season.
Yeah, I think I said on a high point it would be 10 wins, and a low point would be 8. And you know, we were both, you know, in the same ballpark. But we're already there. We got 6 wins. So I mean, I know the schedule gets tougher. We got Minnesota, then we got Philly. You know, it gets a lot tougher. And Philly's playing right now. You know, we're cheering for Philly at the moment because they're playing.
You know what, like, when you look at Minnesota with JJ McCarthy, he's not doing very well himself.
Yeah, but these mediocre quarterbacks are putting 300 and 400 yards on us. Our secondary is trash right now. It's injury ridden. So there's a lot that can be said about, yeah, we're playing lesser talent. At the end of the day, any NFL team can beat any other NFL team. Let's be honest.
And you know what? Maybe Asante Samuel Jr. is going to join us here hopefully soon.
That'd be nice.
You know, that's the rumor, is that, you know, that he visited the Bears and basically called up everybody else and said, hey, you know what? I'm here and whatever, but I haven't heard any announcements, you know, of the official signing. But I mean, CJ Gardner-Johnson, I mean, let's talk about it. Got a game ball. He's been with the Bears for 2 games. 2 games. And
he had 7 tackles, 2 assists, and 2 sacks already.
Yeah. So locker room cancer, maybe. Baller, yes. This man is balling out already for us, and how can you complain?
You can't complain. This guy's coming with a dog mentality and no more choir boy crap. He's there to do his job and do a job very well. He's familiar with the defense. He was under Dennis Allen at some point, so he understands what he needs to do in what situation. He's a professional. You can think of it as a hired gun, right? You get an acquisition in baseball at the trade deadline. You get yourself a closer or a good reliever that you know that you can give them the ball, and in high leverage situation they can deliver. This is exactly what CJ Gardner-Johnson is doing for the Chicago Bears. He's putting these guys on notice. It's like, dude, I just came off the street and I'm better than you guys. Better.
Absolutely. You know, now whether or not he can keep himself together in the locker room without, you know, causing a fight in the locker room, or, you know, a fight on the field with his own, you know, teammates, because he's done that in the past, where he's gotten into physical altercations with his own teammates.
We're in a honeymoon phase right now. We're good.
Yeah, you know, listen, he's come in, he's already won a game ball, so, you know, the team hopefully loves him for coming in and doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Stevie B joining us from his studios, his home. Steven, how was that football game for you?
You know, going off what JC said, yeah, the first couple quarters not looking so great. A lot of drop passes. I get that it was snowing and it's wet, but I'm pretty sure those gloves are waterproof, if
They
I'm
have
not
stick 'em
mistaken.
on 'em. Yeah, they got stick 'em on them.
So yeah. So other than that, I think Caleb did well for him. I know he had great legs yesterday running. I did get nervous when he got something with his ankle when he got rolled or
Yeah, he got rolled
things
on
like that. Yeah, I was like, man, okay. Well, he seemed to be fine after that, but just passing in general, I think the offense needs to get more clicking together. But slowly every week he's getting better, so I have no complaints on that. Again, a lot of injury bugs for the defense. Not looking that great. Hopefully we get healthy on that. But everyone's talking about like, oh, we're beating easy teams. We're beating easy teams, but also barely beating them. And then now it's like, okay, the talk is wait till we play someone good.
A dub is a dub, man. A dub is a dub.
Exactly. I think it's hard to win in the NFL.
Ben Johnson has come out and said, "Do not apologize for wins."
Yes.
In this league, a win is a win.
Exactly.
But like we're talking here today, I was listening. I have XM radio, and I listen to NFL radio, and the feeling around the league is that because everybody says like, oh, the Bears should have taken Jaden Daniels, the Bears should have taken all these other guys, but as one of the analysts there said, I don't care what everybody else says. Like Caleb, if he can get polished, like he has the talent, but now it's polishing that talent to be a top tier. Yeah. If the Bears can get Caleb polished, as the gentleman that I listened to said, he goes, that team will be unstoppable for the next 10 years. But it's a matter of fixing little things in the footwork, fixing little things in how he, we've talked over the past couple weeks where instead of, left foot forward in like a throwing, like a baseball stretch stance, like throwing the ball, he throws the ball from like, the pistol or not the pistol formation, but the shotgun formation where his 2 feet are pointed forward at the defenders. There are 3 or 4 times a game that he throws that way, and it affects his accuracy. So it's little things where, hey, Caleb, you need to get in that stretch position like a baseball pitcher on the mound, left foot forward, right foot back, feet underneath you. And, it's those little things in his footwork that if we can polish that, like the gentleman I listened to said, they will be unstoppable. It's just minute things that, hurt the accuracy just a little bit.
I see your point, JC, but you know what? No one is talking about Kansas City, how Mahomes is throwing the ball. Everyone praises him for his acrobatic throws and his athleticism. But when Caleb does it, we're going to nitpick, right? That's
how many Super Bowls has Pat Mahomes won?
We're not going there. We're going for mechanics.
Short period of time. We're
talking mechanics, right? And he also is in a way better organization that set him up to succeed. And we're in infancy at that point where we're compared to them. We're the infancy of building an organization that's going to be a contender for time to come. So I get what you're saying, and I agree with you that his mechanics need to be cleaned up more. So let's put him in, in the huddle or behind the center, right there, so he can get rhythm rather than so much where he's relying on his talent, his arm, his strength, and so forth when it comes to the shotgun. I feel there's way more accuracy. There's more rhythm in the offense when he's under the center. Do I agree that he can clean up some of his mechanics? Yeah. But that dime he threw to, was it Burden in the end zone that hit him in the hands? His shoulders weren't lined up the way they're supposed to be. He was, he was squared up and threw it as hard as he could in the hands where only he can get it. There's been a bunch of these throws that these receivers are not catching. We saw what happened with Rome last week where he didn't get any catches and his daddy cried. But how many did he drop? Okay. So I don't want to hear any sour grapes about like, well, Caleb didn't do this. He put the team on his back. He threw the ball where it should have been. You've seen his frustration throughout the game. Is like, dude, I'm putting it in your hands. Catch it. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, if anybody has anything to complain about, it should be DJ Moore. Four attempts looking his way, 4 passes thrown his way, 0 receptions. And DJ Moore has consistently not had very many catches this year. I'll have to look up the exact stats. I'll pass it over to Steven so he can give his opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I also feel bad for DJ Moore. I mean, they got an arsenal of weapons, and then when we don't have anything and no one's catching anything, there's an issue. So,
I get it. I mean, he's supposed to be your wide receiver 1, and he should be getting a big share of it. But Ben Johnson's offense is unpredictable, where you don't know week to week who's going to be getting the ball.
Right.
I love DJ Moore to get 8 to 10 targets and 7 catches. Yes, I would love that. I would also love that if Kyle Monangai was the feature back and got 20 rushes. He should not be getting more. He should be getting less carries than Caleb. Caleb had 8 for 63. Monangai had 7 for 28 after he rushed for 200 something yards. I get it. Swift is the veteran. He was your starter. I don't care. He's coming off a groin injury and something with his hamstring. You know what? You can ease him back in. He should have got 6-7 carries, and Monangai should have been the workhorse. They should have kept running the ball. There's multiple times in that game where they got cute, and when it went away from the run, which is what hurts this team. Stay on the run. Use your assets. This offensive line is great at pushing forward and getting space and getting lanes for Monangai. And Monangai doesn't go down after the first hit. Monangai gets to the right hole. Monangai is a power back, and he hurts people when he runs them over. DeAndre Swift is not that guy. He's a change of pace running back. And I'm glad we're still succeeding, but there's a lot to clean up on the offense.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I saw a lot of good stuff yesterday and a lot of bad stuff yesterday, defensively and on offense. So we'll see how it goes for this week. I'm curious to see how Green Bay does tonight. I know they're playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, other games are going on right now. But yeah, go ahead, JC.
All right. So just looked up the stats for DJ Moore. All right. 1 game with over 5 catches. Or with 5 catches, 1 game. He has 30 receptions right now, 48 targets, 403 yards. But the bigger issue for me, 1 touchdown.
Well, I guess, I wish I was in the press room because I would be able to ask him, right? Does it bother you that you're not getting as many targets as in recent years? Does it bother you that you only have 1 touchdown this year? Is that something of concern to you? He's going to give the political answer. He's going to say, as long as you're winning, I'm happy. That's what a professional is going to do. If he was not happy here, he just got the reason.
Let's be honest. I mean, I haven't watched for like DJ Moore, because like last year, everything was, how's DJ Moore reacting on the sideline? How is he reacting on the sideline? I really haven't noticed that this year so much, where like they're focusing on like how he's pouting on the sideline. So, hey, maybe W's do matter, for a guy that has been in Carolina and the Bears, who has basically his whole career been on losing teams. Maybe the W's do matter for him, not as much as the personal accolades. And
I'm going to think so, because remember with Carolina, he was getting 120, 150, 180 yards a game and then losing. So, at the end of the day, he is still run blocking. He's still, being an effective offensive player. Last week, Rome didn't get any. This week, DJ Moore doesn't get any. But also, DJ Moore had a passing touchdown as well last week. He was installed in that trick play. And again, I wish they ran the ball more. I think they would have had more time of possession. I think they would have been had an easier time. I know their front four was pretty good, but I felt like our guys were up to the task, and I thought that Kyle Monangai, after that huge game, could have kept the momentum going and running over these people. We'll see what happens next week.
I mean, speaking of the front four and speaking of the offensive line, I mean, I shared the video with you guys of Darnell Wright.
Yep.
Just literally one arm throwing. Was it Burns? I think it was Burns down to the ground. Granted, he tried to do a spin move, whatever, but literally one arm, and I think it was his left arm, which I don't know if he's a left-handed guy or a right-handed guy. It's one thing to throw a guy down with your dominant hand, but if you're throwing down a 270-pound man with your non-dominant hand, you're a freaking animal.
He is an animal, and I'm glad that he's starting to click with this offensive line. That it looks great. And again, I don't feel like this is a fluke comeback. I mean, two things that we're going to talk about is Williams is getting a better pocket presence. I know he's still like evading and extending the play, but he's not big gain hunting like we've been talking about for the last 4 weeks, where he's trying to like get the 80-yard pass. He's trying to get the guy that's wide open right in front of him. Great. There's an adjustment there. But you cannot continue to have this type of offense going into the next couple of weeks and in December when it counts. Are you going to make the playoffs this way? We didn't think they'd make the playoffs. I said it has to be over 10 wins because of the division with the Lions and the Packers. But you know what? Williams is putting everybody on his back right now. And if it comes to him trying to win the game, he puts his cape on and he slaps that big old S on his chest and he's going, I got this, boys. Especially that last play, he's like, I'm not passing it. You guys have been dropping the ball. I'm running it in. I'm making sure we're scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. So, JC?
Yeah. I don't know if JC has anything, but I just feel like this Bears team is no longer a rebuilding or project team. They're entry-level playoff. And I know they're not a Super Bowl contender. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me. They are not a Super Bowl contender, but they can get into the first round. And if they can get lucky or play very well, if Ben Johnson can scheme very well and not get scared away from the run, because he did that in the playoffs with the Lions. If you run the ball, I think this team can be a lot more successful. I mean, the defense, everyone is hurt. Everyone is hurt on defense, and that's a problem. That is a huge problem. And that's why these quarterbacks are getting so many yards on you. But if you can fix that, you can fix the pre-snap penalties. If your kicker can actually kick. I mean, he wasn't put in a position where we were worried, which was a nice thing. But at the same time, we're getting these lucky bounces on defense. We're stripping the ball. We're intercepting the ball. I think we're like top 3 in takeaways. So it's working right now. So let's not apologize for these victories.
Yeah, no, I mean, let's be honest. Like we just commented earlier before, if we bring in Asante Samuel Jr., that will help, on the cornerback situation, hopefully, potentially. Again, Asante Samuel Jr. has some injury history, which is why he is not on a team right now and is a free agent. He is coming back from basically a neck injury that there was questions of whether or not he would ever play again. So, right now the word is that he may and will join the Bears. We'll see about that. Let's hope that he is, still talented enough. He hasn't played in a while, so he might be a little rusty.
Yep.
We'll see what happens there, but bringing anyone in to help this secondary right now, I'm not against it. We talked about, trade deadline, we had hoped that there would be a move for a cornerback, and, supposedly word is that, Ben Johnson said, do not trade away the future for a quick fix, and that is Ben Johnson telling you, look, our team is good. We are not that good yet.
No, they're not.
Do not give away the future for a quick fix this year when we're not going to go to the Super Bowl this year. Those first, second, third round picks are way more valuable to us next year or in the offseason than it is for anyone to come in right now.
Also, they don't have much cap room like you broke down last week. There's not a lot of cap room.
No, other than cutting one of the linebackers, I think it was TJ Edwards,
Yeah.
who is having a fantastic freaking season.
Right.
All right,
right,
let's not be Edwards is the one having injury history. Edmund is the one having a fantastic season, but Edmund is the one that we could cut and save like $15 million. And we've had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Personally, I think, he's, I believe, 27. Let me pull it up. He is
Okay, Edmonds.
Tremaine Edmonds is 27. So to me, look, we're going to extend you another 3 years. We're going to keep you basically till you're 30, 31. Do we pay him $15 million or more again? I don't know. Personally, I'd like to lower that a little bit, but I mean, with the season he is having right now under Dennis Allen, it's hard to argue right now. Let's see I'm looking up his stats right now. So far games he's played 9. He has 4 interceptions, 8 pass defenses, and he's already got 80 combined tackles.
Yep.
He has 41 solo and 39 assists. So, I mean, let's talk about, the fact that he's already 80 tackles in, and we still have how many games to play? Yeah.
Half a season.
He is playing lights out right now. And to cut that guy and try and save 15 million, I don't see it happening. I see an extension coming and trying to rework, maybe lower the salary, over the next year, maybe kick that money 2-3 years down the road, like backload the contract a little bit to ease some of our contract money issues. But I don't get paid to make those decisions. So
no, you do not, sir. The Chicago Bears again victorious against the Giants 24-20 in a thriller. If you guys didn't know, I'm going to tell you anyways. We were at Casa Humilde. We were our debut at Casa Humilde, and they treated us like kings. As soon as we got there, we got some fresh beer out the brewery. Every beer we had was just amazing. Myself, Ivan, and Steve Edwards, former Bear Steve Edwards, and we had a great time there, and they had great food. They sold out of the Smash Burger. I didn't get to try that, but that's definitely when I walk in the door this Sunday while the Bears are playing the Vikings. I'm definitely having.
You're gonna pull the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Definitely doing that. Definitely having.
Oh,
that.
it's a brewery, right?
It is a brewery.
Anything else? Any vodka?
Breaking news. I will be available the Friday of Thanksgiving.
You're gonna have a great time with us because it is gonna be an awesome time there. Yeah. What game is that one? That is the is that the 1, 2? That'll be 3 games from now. That's the Eagle game.
We have a comment here. Time to kick Cairo Santos out? ? Need better special teams. Rip, I cannot agree with you more. I have been saying get rid of Cairo Santos for the past 2 years. Sir, I have been the leader of a man that cannot kick a 47-yard kick does not belong in the NFL anymore.
Nope.
When there is a man called Cam Little down there in Jacksonville kicking 70 yards, I am sorry, Cairo Santos. It is time for you to retire, be on the bench, be on waiver wire, whatever. You do not belong on an NFL team anymore. The standard nowadays for kickers is if you cannot kick 58 yards or more, you are at the bottom of the league.
Yep.
And I understand everyone, like every one of my friends constantly says, but Cairo Santos is one of the most accurate kickers.
Yeah, from
within
30 yards.
like 40 yards. And you know what I tell my friends? I'm so glad that he has a 98% completion percentage within 48 yards. But at the end of the day, when my guys get over the 50-yard line, put points on the board no matter what.
So he's asking why no Moody. What's with that?
So basically, let's be honest. If you go look up what Jake Moody did in San Francisco, there was a reason that San Francisco let him go.
Yeah.
Where Cairo Santos is the most accurate kicker in the NFL, Jake Moody was the least accurate kicker in the NFL. Now, Jake Moody does have a bigger leg. He can kick longer field goals. But the problem is the accuracy is not there like Cairo Santos. If we could combine, if we could chop
Mold
off
them together, yes.
if we could chop off Jake Moody's leg and put it on Cairo Santos's body, we might have a kicker. But the problem right now is that each of these kickers right now is the exact opposite of oneself.
Yeah, pretty much. Before we kick off the Bears, they play the Vikings this Sunday at noon. Again, we'll be at Casa Humilde 7700 Madison in Forest Park. Great cold drinks, great food, great atmosphere. It's awesome. We're actually going to be in the front room this time, not on stage. We had a great time on stage, but it looks like there's going to be a party there, and it's going to be jam packed. So we're going to be in the front where as soon as you walk in, you're going to be seeing us. So you'll definitely enjoy what's going on over there. Bears Vikings. Stevie, prediction?
I think we're gonna see a comeback from Caleb, get some revenge on the first opening game. I'm gonna go Bears 27, Vikings 20.
JC.
I think it'll be a little bit lower scoring game just because the Vikings do have a very good defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. Let me go 20 to 17.
20 to 17. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll. Like I said, I don't have faith that JJ McCarthy is going to put a lot of points on the board, and frankly, like I said, the Vikings do have or have had a better defense the past couple of years. Where I think the Bears, the offensive issues we're having, where we're not scoring touchdowns, we keep settling for field goals. I think, unfortunately, that continues with going against a halfway decent defense.
Okay, we got one more question before I give my prediction here. There you go, JC.
Okay, Rip. What do you mean? Why Duvernay? Are we talking about kick returns, or why is he in on the offense? Or because Duvernay
has to be kick returns. He's not part of the offense.
Yeah, because so I mean, for me, Duvernay was a very good kick returner. I think he was on the Ravens a long time ago. He's been with a couple teams since then. And essentially it's
sure hands.
Right. Not so much sure hands, but it's you have guys that work with special teams, that work with the punters and kickers consistently. You don't necessarily want to put guys out there that do not do that consistently in practice. All right. Because let's be honest, you can have something bounce off the chest plate. The hand can go terribly wrong. They cannot wave, fair catch, a lot of things that mentally, if you do not do it rep after rep after rep, things can go horribly wrong. So Duvernay is a specialist. He probably spends, 2 hours a day catching punts. Whether or not he's very good at it, that's a different story. But like I said, at the bottom of the line is you want someone who gets the time, right? Like we're not going to throw DJ Moore out there, even though DJ Moore will probably be very good at it, because he doesn't do it very often. It's just something you don't want to do. You want to give it to somebody who during practice has the time to spend with the special teams to specifically practice that task.
I got 2 words for you, Johnny Knox.
Yeah,
he was at the game. He was at
the game, and thank God he's healthy because that injury looked horrific. But he was doing that. He was wide receiver and he was returning kicks. So you don't want to leave, one wide receiver less, at one of those games. You don't want that potential of that guy getting hurt. So you want him.
Yeah, and look, we've thrown Luther Burden out there a few times, for punt and kick return, and again that's perfectly fine. He's a rookie. He has a role in the offense, but it's not a very large role. So it's also one of those where Luther Burden can be a game changer. So it's one of those you give him a couple reps here and there, hoping that yes, he can do something like a Devin Hester and take it to the house. But when it comes to it, again, as I said, when someone spends 2-3 hours, all they're doing is catching balls from a jugs machine, as a punt return, specialist, because they'll just point the jugs machine straight up in the air and then they'll shoot you 80 balls and all you're doing is catching a ball like it's a punt.
Yeah.
And that's what you do for like 2 hours at practice.
What a hell of a way to get paid, man.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Listen, I'm one of those people that will tell you, like, punt and kick return, it's not a fun thing. You can get smashed on a punt and kick return. Yeah.
You're looking at the ball and your peripherals are like, where are these guys at? Do I have time?
There are people coming from all angles on punt and kick returns. So being that guy, you have to have some vision. You have to have a feel for it. And like I said, that's why not everybody does it. Roshan Johnson, he's not out there doing it.
God.
Monungai's not out there doing it.
No.
Omalad Zacharias is not out there doing it. So, like that, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that when it comes to that kind of situation, you want somebody that puts the time in, that's not going to muff a punt and give the ball to the opposing team in the red zone potentially, or pretty darn close to the red zone because they muffed a punt. They didn't call a fair catch and absolutely get destroyed by a defender, etc. So you want somebody out there that you trust that does it on the daily rather than somebody you don't trust.
Yep. And on that note, again, I'm going with a prediction. I'm going to go another Bears victory. I'm going to go 28-27 Bears, another nail biter. And with us having to put a stop instead of trying to score last minute. So that's what I predict. Again, check us out this Sunday at Casa Humilde 7700 Madison in Forest Park. We will be there with the pregame at 11 a.m. We'll do a halftime show and a postgame show. And it looks like Steve Edwards will be coming in again this week to join us, Big Steve. And
of course, Big Steve always goes when I don't go.
Well, you've got to come out. Yeah.
So when you refer me, am I Little Steve if I go?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll change your name to Little Steve on that one. Thanks, Rip, for chiming in. We're gonna take a quick break and pay some bills, and then we'll be right back on the flip side for. We'll talk about that. Rip, we'll talk about that at the end of the show. Yeah, we got you covered. Don't worry. We're gonna pay some bills. We'll be right back with the Madison on the Madhouse on Madison report. There we go again, mixing it up. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hey there, Chicago enthusiasts. Are you ready to take your fandom to the next level? The True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast has got you covered with some serious cool merch that screams Chicago pride. From cozy sweaters to trendy tank tops, we got it all. Show off your love for the city with our iconic red, white, and blue logo, or stand out with our exclusive collection for the love of sports. Whether you're lounging at home, breaking a sweat at the gym, or cheering on your team at a game, our gear is a must-have for all you diehard Chicago sports fans out there. Don't hesitate. Visit bonfire.com/store/606-media-store/, or simply just click the link in the description and snag your gear ASAP. Get ready to make some noise, show your pride, and embrace the Chicago spirit with True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast merch. Designed for you, the ultimate fan, for the love of sports. Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
No War on the Weekend.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with Big Z in the house. We got Stevie B from the No Water Weekend podcast and JC Dynasty Fantasy Football. Stevie B, what's going on at the Madhouse on Madison? Your time to shine, brother.
And he fails. He does
Yeah.
not shine because he was muted.
Yeah, it's a madhouse, of course, over there. Question for you guys. What are you guys doing on Wednesday?
I am going to, well, actually, I got practice for bowling for the kids. And then I am going to Estrella Negra for their 16-year anniversary.
JC?
I will be working. Womp womp.
Well, that sucks because I got tickets for the Blackhawks game and they're section 212, row 1, seat 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Wow.
I thought I was going to make a big surprise and you guys get all excited, but apparently,
I am excited, but I can't go.
yeah, a lot of people can't go because Sean Angie have Survivor that they're doing an event. I pretty much asked everyone, so I'm going to have 4 seats by myself.
Oh,
But-
with 4. Wow.
Oh, 4 seats. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 seats. JC, just call out sick.
You know what? I would, but I may be having surgery. In a month or so. So, not calling in. Not I need to build some money up because with the surgery, I might be out for like 4 weeks. So, I'll need every bit of money I can get. So,
Yeah.
yes, rip hockey. Hockey is best live.
Absolutely. All right. Well, the Blackhawks are playing great. I got 5 things that I'm going to cover about their 6-game road trip. Because now they're going back to the Madhouse on Wednesday.
Yep.
Power plays finding the groove. Okay, power plays have been awesome this with the Blackhawks right now. Connor Bedard and Tyler Berzuzzi. I'm trying to learn his name as much as I can because some of these guys have really long last names and vowels that I have a hard time pronouncing. Between them both, they're connecting really well. 5 power play points in their last 5 games, which is amazing. If you could take one of the players out, score on a power play, 5 versus 4, or, do all that. The top players are performing as such. So Connor Bedard has 25 points in his last 16 games. That's amazing, right? Andrew Brozowski and Tyler Berzuzzi have 14 points in 15 games, and Frank Nazar has 11 points in 15 games. Last season, the Blackhawks' lead scorer had only 67 points, which was Bedard. And the 4 players are now on pace to record 60-plus points by the end of the season. So with that being said, that's also helping them win, and they took out Detroit Red Wings the other day, 5-1. So, which was also amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing. Yeah. Solid goaltending. Okay. On the road, Knight had a percentage of .921 SV in 4 games, including the first shutout of the season against the Flames on November 7th, stopping 33 shots. Okay. All these great things that they're doing is making them successful in their standings right now. Connor Bedard is having a hot streak. 8-game point streak. Okay, so he's doing well. The way we drafted him, it's paying off. No, he's definitely a fan favorite, and you can't stop this kid. Some of the trick shots that he had, and he had a hat trick last week. It's exciting to watch these Blackhawks. I think we talked about it when I was on like 2 weeks ago about how this team is on the rise, and it's a rebuild, but they're reconstructing, and it's paying off for them.
Yeah, this slow. I mean, it's been a slow and consistent reconstruction of the Blackhawks after that black eye, and I don't want to get into all that because that was just unacceptable. But Connor Bedard, like you said, in the past game, he had 1 goal, 2 assists. That's total of 3 points. He had 2 shots on goal. You got Bertuzzi. Same thing, 2 shots on goal, 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist. I mean, these guys are playing very well. They're playing very fast. And now Connor Bedard doesn't look like he's intimidated by these big guys anymore. I feel like he's getting into his own. He's able to hold his own. And you're gonna see a lot more. Defense is young. Defense is super young, and having a good goaltender can erase some of the issues on the defensive side, which we've seen year after year. and that's why there were some high scoring games last year as losses. But they're 8-5-3.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit's 9-7. You know, I mean, we're right there in the standings. I think, what are we, third? Yeah, we're third, right behind the Avalanche.
We're third and 2 games back behind the Avalanche.
I mean, a 3-game winning streak. Like, what more do you want? This team is an up and coming team. You should see them in a lower seed playoffs. I don't think they stay at 3, but you should see them in the playoffs this year, making some noise and possibly taking somebody out in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they keep pushing, like you're saying, they're going very fast. I mean, you know, what is it? They're playing unselfish. They're finding the puck, they're finding the pass, and then, you know, they're getting the goals in. So not much to complain there on their side. I mean, it's exciting to watch them. I'm gonna have to pull the trigger and get Chicago Sports Network. I'm gonna have to pull that trigger.
You know, we'll talk off air. We'll talk off air.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We keep talking about this and then never get
He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. Yeah.
No. I like supporting my teams and their CEOs and all that fun jazz. So
nobody likes doing that.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's talk about this. Blackhawks 5-1, Blackhawks 4-0, Blackhawks 5-2. I mean, it is great to see the offense having a time of its life right now. I mean, and not only that, I think the winning and the scoring, like you guys have said, it is really bringing out Connor Bedard's, you know, inner like hero, because I think the past couple seasons with the losing and the team like not necessarily being very good was really kind of crushing Connor Bedard's spirit, if you will.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think now with a team winning a little bit, like it's starting to be like where you're starting to see Bedard come out of his shell and like possibly feel like there's a chance that the Blackhawks can be a team. So, you know, that's all I can keep saying is, you know, keep winning, keep pushing. And like I said, you know, if we can get a couple more pieces to help out, absolutely 100%. I think we should do that. You know, I know hockey has a trade deadline. I don't know. It's way too early in the season right now.
Too early,
Yeah. So,
but, you know, like I said, any little bit that can help this team out, either defensively, you know, as we've said, you know, we really haven't had a great goaltender in many years now. You know, even Corey Crawford, I'm sorry, I'll say it. I don't think he was that great a goaltender. He would have moments that he looked absolutely spectacular, but then he'd have moments where the puck would go glove side, and it was like, I've never seen a goalie with a worse glove side than Corey Crawford. And I think during those years where we won playoffs and won the Stanley Cup, it was because of the guys that were in front of Corey Crawford, not necessarily because of Corey Crawford.
I mean, you have to play it some way or the other, right? You can't. It's super hard to build in the NHL. So if you're going to have all-stars or superstars on the offensive side, that's where most of the money goes. Then you're piecing your defense together. Or are you spending a lot of money on a goaltender and piecing the rest of it together? So it's like there's give and take in hockey because
absolutely,
it's so strict. So I mean, there's no blueprint that works.
You know, I'm not one of those people that know or follow hockey that seriously.
Yeah,
but it's one of those where like I always watch, like, you know, we sit here and watch any draft of any of our sports teams, and I'm constantly just like, can we draft a goalie? Like, are there any goalies out there that are, you know, I know they're only 18 years old, but you know, I mean, like, we could use a goalie, I think.
I mean, Knight is playing well. We got him from the Panthers, so I think this kid's doing well. You know, he hasn't really been looking that terrible. I think he's been performing outstanding. So we'll see how it goes with this guy. And I'm excited for Wednesday. So first game of the season. Fingers crossed that they win, so I don't have to hear anything from JC.
Yeah, he's a Steven curse.
Well, you know what? I don't know if you still, what'd you do? Hide one from your birthday?
No, it's still, there's so much beers in there still.
Is there?
Yeah.
I thought the Spotted Cows got absolutely demolished that night.
No, they
Yeah.
did not. So I'm having one right now.
He hit them next to the vegetables. So
yeah.
nobody could get him.
Yeah, right. I hit him behind all the food. Yeah. No, but we'll see how it goes on Wednesday. I gotta find who wants to go with me now.
Well,
I'm gonna ask Ivan, see if he wants to go.
he'll probably go.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he'll probably go.
So
Steven, what's going on the other team that was playing right now at home?
Yeah. Josh Giddey's ankle, so he was out today for the Spurs. I think if we win today against the Spurs, we're kind of looking like the real kind of deal, because the Spurs are awesome. If they could get, Wembley out of the way, and because he's also playing really well. Everyone's playing with connection. Passing has been awesome. And the way that they've been transitioning on getting a rebound, it's been awesome. I don't know if have you guys been watching it at all?
I didn't get to watch the last two games, but I have been watching as much bowl games as I can. One thing is I just feel like rebounding needs to be better by the bigs. Vooch needs to be better at rebounding, boxing out. So does I hate saying his name, Patrick Williams. Definitely needs to be a better rebounder. Looking at the stat line now, he's got 5 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. That should not happen. If you're playing power forward,
that happens when you're a big that stands out at the 3-point line, but you can't shoot a 3.
Well, yeah, there's that. And you know what? I think Vooch is not going to get traded if he keeps playing like this. And
you have to trade him.
Yeah,
you have to trade him.
I don't think they're going to.
I mean, you get whatever the best package is. It's got to be a loaded package right now. I know he's got he'll be a free agent at the end of this year. Yeah, he's got to go. Yeah, exactly. Rip 0-0-0. He's 7 feet tall. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm having a prediction. I doubt that they're going to get rid of him because they're winning. So if they start losing and they go below 500, I could say, they'll probably get rid of him.
Just like every other Chicago team is not ready to win the championship right now. So if you can stack up some young talent, maybe an expiring contract or two, or some draft picks, do not take any second rounders. Has to be a first rounder, whether it's 2027, 2028, whenever. I don't care. You know what? Get some first rounders. The problem is I don't trust this front office to do any drafting for us or development, because they haven't done so.
Yeah, I mean, Big Z, I'm with you. I mean, I want to see Vooch get moved, but I'm with Steven feeling that we didn't trade Caruso, we didn't trade Lonzo, we didn't trade enter name here. It's like the Bulls front office can't get it done. They don't know how to make trades. And when they do, they made a great trade for Giddey, right? But at the same time, it's like, why we didn't trade Lonzo for a first? What?
Yeah, that made no sense. He's playing for Cleveland. He's playing very well for Cleveland. He's on the court for Cleveland. That's the problem. He was never
he's not hurt.
Right. He's not. All of a sudden, he's no longer hurt. You know what it was? He just, I don't know. I don't know what the issue was, but he did not produce anything for us, even though we illegally signed him before, the time was available. But yeah, same thing with Zach. Same thing with DeMar. Horrible trades, in my opinion. I mean, Okoro's okay. He's okay. He's a rotation piece. Nothing the drool over. But the Caruso trade, boom. All right. We got Giddey. Thank you. They re-signed him. Good. He's young enough to develop, and you've seen what he's doing. He's top 5 in MVP voting, whatever you may think of that this early in stage of the NBA season. But he's almost averaging a triple-double. If him and Vooch can average that, then I can see them be like, whoa, we can run it back, as they do every year. Rip, I don't know, Rip. You got to start sharing our stuff, Rip. That's what we got to do.
Let it rip.
Let it rip.
Yeah, Rip, if you got friends, tell them about us.
Tell your friends.
Exactly.
And then your friends tell your friends, and then they tell their friends. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, let's be honest and let's talk about it for seriousness. I mean, I don't trust the front office to trade Vooch. They absolutely 100% should trade Vooch. I don't think it'll happen. Like Steven said, if we are above 500 and we are close to the playoffs, the Bulls are going to try and be like, oh no, we seriously have a legit chance of winning. No, you don't.
Yeah, imagine if they win the play-in tournament.
Oh my God.
If they win the play-in tournament, can you imagine what the expectations are going to be moving forward? I mean, if they keep playing like this, but again, you can only go so high before you like get a little bumpy. So we'll see.
They're not going to compete with the Bucks. You've seen the Bucks destroy us. They're not going to compete with the Knicks, the Cavaliers, or the Pistons.
We beat the Knicks, but then they beat us. So
I still think they're a better team.
And Milwaukee.
And all of this said while we still have Kobe White sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about him I'm fitting in. I think he knows the system. I think he should be fine when he comes right in. I don't think. Yeah, I don't like the Knicks either. I don't like the fans pretty much. The Knicks fans. Any New York team, I'm not a fan of. But we'll see. I think if we win the play-in, I cannot imagine what the front office is going to think. Jerry would be super happy. His son would be like the best owner in the league. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, we have a 2-game losing streak, and let's be honest, it's early in the season. If we lose another 3 games, we're at the bottom. We'll be 11th. All right, so it is too early to call any of this. I know we're excited to see that a lot of our teams, that our young teams, are developing and moving in the direction we want them to.
Yeah.
But we've been on this train before with the Bulls multiple times for the last 25 years of the same thing. Develop, get some over the hill stars, break it up, rinse and repeat.
It's kind of like the White Sox, they got their Ken Griffey Jr., they got Manny Ramirez, they got Don.
No,
yeah, everyone after their prime.
It is. I mean, they are the same owners, so why not?
No.
It's true. Am I not right?
No.
Do they not get players after in their prime?
Wait,
Kevin, you. No.
Yeah, Steven, I mean, as Cubs fans, we get some pretty.
Did you not get Manny as well? Over the hill?
No, as a coach, yeah.
I know he played. He played for you guys.
Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
Okay, but he wasn't. He helped win the World Series, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Mark Garcia-Parra.
Yeah, we can keep going, guys. Come on, let's be honest. All right, don't bring Ken Griffey Jr. into this. Yeah,
I love Griffey. His but just saying. All right, I'll take it back.
Played very well for us. Bo Jackson played very well for us. So let's not go there. Albert Bell, and that was the trade for Sammy Sosa. So come on.
Yeah. So
to get back to
the Bulls, we're actually right now beating the Spurs 87-83 in the third quarter with 4:41 left. So I mean, like right now the Spurs are, quote unquote, a good team in the league.
I'm going to tell you why, because the big man is not in the lineup right now. He's taking a breather. That's why.
I will say this. I don't know if you watched the Timberwolves game when they had one of the play-in, like the court was like a really lime green, and it literally was reflecting off the player's face. I'm like, that. Whoever thought of that, what are you doing? It was terrible. Like, it was literally reflecting off their face.
Well, that's the new style, right? Where they're like using lights and everything to reflect on the court. And
well, I mean,
it's hard. It's hard.
It has a gloss to it, so it's a natural thing that the lights that they. Oh God, I'm looking at this. Yeah,
it's terrible.
It looks like they slimed the entire thing. I mean, yeah, that is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not great. It's terrible.
I mean, people didn't like the red one for the Bulls, that all red court either.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Just put it all black like Brooklyn Nets. That would have been great. Have the red tracing out it, or put the white. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see.
Be careful with all that. Let's see. I got a thing on the Bulls. Let's see.
Other than that,
no. I just want Giddey to be healthy, and once Kobe White comes back, there'll be some movement, but I think that the offense is going to move a lot faster with both of those guys in there. Again,
Yeah.
I know we talked about Ayo. I'm a big fan of Ayo, but he might be the odd man out in a trade, just to be honest with you, because they have so many guards, and you have Trey Jones playing his balls off. So let's see what I'm excited. Hopefully they keep it on the track and the Bulls can do something, but ready for the rug to be pulled out on me. So okay, well, you want to guys take a quick break, and then on the flip side, we're going to talk about a couple of those sports notes that Rip brought up, and then we'll finish it off with some wrestling. So,
Wrestling.
Oh yeah! All right, we'll be right back.
We need to talk baseball a little, just a little bit. There's some
all right, we got sports
these
notes.
guys coming out that
We'll talk sports news, sports bits, or sports nuggets, whatever you want to call it.
we'll call them nuggets.
On the flip side. All right, we'll be right back.
Hey there, Chicago enthusiasts. Are you ready to take your fandom to the next level? The True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast has got you covered with some serious cool merch that screams Chicago pride. From cozy sweaters to trendy tank tops, we got it all. Show off your love for the city with our iconic red, white, and blue logo, or stand out with our exclusive collection for the love of sports. Whether you're lounging at home, breaking a sweat at the gym, or cheering on your team at a game, our gear is a must-have for all you diehard Chicago sports fans out there. Don't hesitate. Visit bonfire.com/store/606-media-store/, or simply just click the link in the description and snag your gear ASAP. Get ready to make some noise, show your pride, and embrace the Chicago spirit with True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast merch. Designed for you, the ultimate fan, for the love of sports. Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots, so let's kick it back over to Big Z.
He sets up podcast with Big Z. We got JC Dynasty Finance Football, and we got Stevie B from the No Water on the Weekend podcast. And it's time for Sports Nuggets, our new segment we just made up right now.
Dip.
Let's dip our nugget. JC, what do you got for us?
I'm looking it up right now, but we got some Japanese baseball players getting ready to be introduced, where we can potentially pluck them from the Japanese league and bring them over to America.
Yeah, they're entering the portal.
Coming to America.
So we have Tatsuya Imaya.
I'm glad
Maybe.
you're doing this segment and not me.
And Mutanaka Murakami. And like I said, the Murakami is a first and third base player. Tatsuya is a pitcher. So you know what? Are the Dodgers going to purchase all the Japanese players?
No, they don't have room. They don't have room on their.
They don't have room.
They don't have room. You got Freddie Freeman at first, and you just re-signed Max Muncy the third. So they're
already talking about getting Tucker, and
they might sign Tucker. I mean, not gonna be bad, but I see a lot of some of these guys maybe signing with the Giants, also West Coast team, maybe Seattle. I mean, they're gonna sign with a team that has the potential to get to the playoffs and be on the West Coast. So I will look out for that. I don't see the Dodgers signing all of these guys. No.
Yeah, no. I mean, let's be honest. I would love to get Tatsuya. He had I think it was like a ridiculous 1.38 ERA in the Japanese league. He is very young, supposedly. So, when we lose Shota, can we bring him in? Yeah, that'd be nice. The other Murakami, he supposedly is actually pretty close with Saya Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows? Maybe some friendship there comes into play. But
yeah, he's 25 and he has a single season home run record for a Japanese player with the Nippon professional baseball. He had 56 in 2022. 56 homers. So he's got some power. But again, it's going to be an adjustment. No one comes into the major leagues and just lights it on fire. I mean, it's very, very, very rare if someone comes over like that. But he's a starting third baseman. I don't think it's going to be the Dodgers. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, could the Cubs use a third baseman with a bat? Yes.
Are we gonna do that? Probably not, because they're gonna put all their chips in Matt Shaw because he was a Golden Glove finalist and he didn't get it. But
the Cubs are gonna bring up their Alcantara. They're gonna bring up all these two guys that were up and down.
Okay, but you forget he's also a first baseman. He plays third base, but he also can play first.
Mhm.
So does Michael Bush? Is that a situation where maybe Bush gets?
I mean, Seiya's probably going to be, part-time in right field or moved around or taken out for defensive purposes. So, I mean, you're right, left, and your outfielders are pretty much set. I mean, unless you rotate them into DH. So there's possibilities there. I just don't think the Cubs are going to do it. Also, these Japanese players
like I said,
home.
I'm not necessarily after the third base or first base player, but like I said, the pitcher I'm interested in. Just because, like I said, I mean, we could definitely use upgrades in pitching. So if we can make a good offer, there you go. Amaya is 27. He posted a 1.92 ERA with 178 strikeouts over 163 and 2/3 innings last season. So that's a guy I'd like to bring in.
Yeah, no, Shota's gone. Yeah, Imanaga's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He was given a qualifying offer that he still could sign if he wanted to, but if he doesn't sign, the Cubs get an extra compensatory draft pick in this year's draft. So he's probably gone.
He'll be a Dodger.
I mean, he might go. I mean, there's teams that they're San Diego's going to lose Cease. So he can go there and replace Yu Darvish, who's pretty much done over there too. So I mean, there's San Diego might be one of those big buyers that's going to pursue a lot of these players because they went all in and they got their ass kicked by the Dodgers.
I mean, it sucks because you know what? I love Shota's attitude. I love Shota's personality. He was freaking fantastic for the Cubs.
Yeah.
But you know what? His play on the field was not the same from last year to this year. And gave up a lot more home runs this year. But it's hard to let that guy go because I mean he has been the workhorse for the Cubs and been the guy that like who do we turn to and trust? Like Shota was that guy, and now it's like especially like he's trying to think of the pitcher. Trying to think of the pitcher. Who's the guy who had Tommy John or
Boyd? Boyd.
Steele?
No, I was going to say Steele.
Oh,
no,
Steele. Yeah.
Like is
or Horton too.
Mm-hmm.
Horton had Tommy John?
Yeah,
last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yep.
No, but
I mean, it's such a common surgery right now that is not hindering. Tommy John, you're back in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, like we'll find out what Justin Steele has come, pitchers, going back to
spring training
and everything, and like I said, we'll see what we have. Maybe they're letting Shota go because Horton showed what he had, but I mean, we still need some better talent. Like I said, with Steele coming back, maybe they're looking at Horton and Steele instead of Shota. But like I said, I wouldn't feel that happy about it, with Steele coming off Tommy John, not knowing what he's got coming back.
I will say Kyle Hendricks is retiring. That was announced today. So
expect him to be a pitching coach. Yeah, Colin Ray's back. Yeah, I expect him to be a pitching coach. He reminds me of Mark Pryor, where he was a cerebral guy, and he was, he didn't have the fastest stuff, but he can put it anywhere, just like Maddox did. So expect him to be a pitching coach very, very soon. I mean, why wouldn't the Cubs hire him as a special assistant for right now until they find him a position? But I would literally get that man on your team and in your team of coaches that can help out to these young pitchers. So definitely congrats to him on a long career, world champion. There's nothing to say about that. I mean, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah.
The professor has retired. That's right. Any other nuggets before we switch over to wrestling?
I'm just happy for my boy, the one that we're about to talk about in wrestling.
Nope, no nuggets.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Oh, Rip. God bless the professor. Yeah, Rip brought out that what was it, the USC game versus Northwestern with
yes. With the third string quarterback dressing in a different number.
Yeah, it changed the number, I guess, to match the kicker.
Hey, if that's something you can do legally, I'm all for it. Like I love the idea, like, faking out a team. Why not?
If it's a loophole, but wait, you're gonna be okay with that loophole, but you're mad about the Dodgers using the loophole and moving money backwards.
That's completely different. That's completely different.
A loophole's a loophole.
You're deferring money, then not spending. You're just switching jerseys.
Thank you, Rip, for saying F that. Yeah, because let's be honest. Like,
no, he's talking about the USC thing.
No, swapping a jersey at USC and having a quarterback be a punter is not the same as some rich guy spending $1 billion over the next 30 years to pay one player.
It's 10,
it's
but whatever.
Not the same.
Okay, so you get your best pitcher and he changes his jersey mid-game and he comes in as a reliever.
That's not even the same comparison.
I will. I don't. You know what? I don't know. I don't have an issue with it. I think it's tricky, but it is what it is. I guess at this point, I don't have an opinion on that. I really don't. I don't care. And
I think it was against Northwestern, one of our teams.
Oh, Northwestern has really weird things going on.
Not paying attention to like the game day roster, like, and noticing
you're allowed to have multiple players with the same number. They just can't be on the field at the same exact time. So if you have an offensive player, a special teams player, and a defensive player, and they have the same number, that's fine. They're never on the field at the same time.
Okay, but at the same time, are rosters not turned over to the opposing team?
Yeah, I don't know if that was one of the issues. If that wasn't on the roster. Again, I didn't watch the game.
These college teams have so many assistant coaches that are paid to pay attention to these things.
You mean the guys that hold up the sign?
Yeah. Red, blue, and purple.
Yeah.
Equals running back runs an out route.
Yeah. Oh, see, Rip is telling us he switched mid-game. There you go.
That I got to look up because I don't believe that is the truth. There's no way you can switch a jersey mid-game. USC QB jersey. Let's get down to this.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Again, from my understanding is like the game prior, the backup quarterback was number something, and then for the next game he was number 18 or whatever it was.
That's
so
different.
from my understanding is that from game to game they switched his number. However, no, there's no way that they could change the per player's jersey mid-game. There's just no way in hell that would be allowed.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, again, if they found the loophole, all right, they used it. It's gamemanship, right? It's gamemanship. I know I was being facetious earlier, but
here you go. Sam Johnson, the Trojans' regular punter who wears number 80, punted for the first time on the next possession. At that point, the Big Ten said it. Sorry, I'm trying to read this. Big Ten said in a statement USC should have been penalized under NCAA unfair tactics rule. So he was listed as number 7 on the Trojans' official online roster. He was listed as number 80 along with Johnson on the game day roster. So again, they turned in a game day roster to the opposing team with his number, but because on the website of the USC Trojans, he's listed as number 7.
No, it's the most recent roster that's turned in that the officials look at, and it's given to the opposition.
Correct.
That's all fair game. That's all fair game then.
Yeah. So essentially what happened is some staff member probably went to USC's official whatever and said, "Oh no, this guy's number 7." Well, guess what? USC said no on game day, it's number 80, and nobody paid attention. So that's on the team who, didn't pay attention's fault.
I mean, I get it, but they used a loophole bullet early in the season when they can probably use it in a bowl game.
Yeah, that
imagine the outrage at a bowl game when someone does that. I mean, that would be nuts.
But at the same time, you're like, could you get away with it against a bowl team? Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, I guarantee you Nick Saban would have paid attention to that.
Yeah, there you go. He said he's there. All right. That's awesome. I don't have the legs for it anymore, man. Let's do the last segment, which is our wrestling segment. We just talked WWE. And the big news is today, yeah, that's right. John Cena, Raw is in Boston, his final hometown area. He's from Newbury, but he's claiming Boston, and the Raw's there, and they're doing a tournament for Cena's final opponent. And they even cut a promo saying, it's going to be 16 superstars in the tournament, consisting of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and quote unquote, some who don't even work here, Cena said in his promo. So who do you think wins this tournament out of the roster that's on there? You got Raw, SmackDown. I know you may not be familiar with some of the NXT stars, but who do you think is that would be awesome if that happened, but he'd be a zombie and he's already coked out, so that'd be a crazy match. I don't know, JC, who I know we've been saying this for a couple weeks, but who do you think it's going to be?
Edge.
I like it. There's a storyline there.
Absolutely, there's a storyline there.
There's a huge storyline there. Edge beat up John Cena's dad. John Cena threw his Edge title into the river. There was a lot of good jokes in there, some digs. Lots. I think that was one of the rivalries that made Edge into a defined heel. So that'd be great. I don't know what Edge's contract is right now. I don't know if he's still on the contract with AEW, but he's not there right now. I don't know. Somebody can.
Well, I can give you my number 2, but unfortunately, it's not as good of a number 2.
It's not a sexy number 2. All right.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's Chris Jericho. Why? Because the rumor is that Chris Jericho has signed a contract with the WWE.
Yeah, he's gonna retire with the WWE. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why I bring it up is because Jericho is of that older group of people that I think could be have it be the nostalgia, where you want it, and I know you want it to be Dominic Mysterio. I know that's what you want, where it's the push for the new younger guy. However, I think they're going to try and give John that nostalgia match of him going against, where it was Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels, where it's the respect of like the guy he wrestled 1,000 times, putting him out to pasture, kind of deal. Rather than some young guy just being put over. That's what I hope, which is why I hope Edge. I really hope it's Edge. I don't know if it'll come true. I don't know if it'll happen because, again, like you said, We don't know what the contract is. However, didn't what's his name? Andrade?
Yeah, so Andrade got
He showed up on AEW, right?
yeah, so he was on a no compete clause from getting fired from WWE, or I don't know if he got fired or they got released, but he still had a no compete clause for 90 days. And he shows up over there, and WWE sends him a cease and assist. So maybe they pull the cease and assist if they can get Edge.
No, I thought I saw a video, or maybe it was an old video. You know, sometimes the YouTube algorithm, shows me videos that were months old.
Gotcha.
But I thought Andrade showed up at AEW.
He did.
But I'm saying this past week.
It might have been a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Because again, like I know it was a big thing, and sorry, trying to look it up.
Yeah. Stevie B, do you have any insight or any preferences for John Cena's last match?
I don't know. I don't know much. I don't know anything about wrestling. I will say this while JC does that. I've been watching Welcome to Derry, HBO Max, and Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
2 episodes that came out, but Welcome to Derry is actually really good. If you don't like it,
No, I've been watching it.
Oh, it's awesome. I just had to pause the third episode. I'm going to watch and finish it after this because the football game looks disgusting. 0-0 at the halftime.
Whatever, as long as the Eagles beat the damn Green Bay Packers. Anyways.
Well, I need.
Yeah. It looks like a video from October 1st that YouTube, I guess, decided to just show.
Your company's good too. Yeah.
Let's see. For me, again, I know we talked about this, but if it is going to be Edge, I think it's great because he's had John's been able to have these nostalgia matches. His AJ match, phenomenal. Sorry, I used the pun there. I didn't mean to to use that pun. It was a great match, and there was a lot of callbacks. And for him to be able to choose, behind the scenes, because this is, everything's predetermined. He gets to choose Edge as the guy that retires him. John's gonna want to lose, as you should, as your retirement match. And if he loses, if it's Dominic, I want John Cena to win. And Dominic put both of those titles. He has the AAA World Title, and he has I believe the Intercontinental or one of those two. So he has 2 titles. If John were to take those 2 titles, make him a Grand Slam champion, +1, and he retires those titles, and then those titles are put into, a tournament as well, or part of the Royal Rumble, or whatever they want to do. Thanks, Rip, for tuning in, man. Happy birthday, and cheers, man. Bear down. So for me, I'd be happy either way. I don't want it to be Jericho. I would love Jericho to be a surprise entrant, quote unquote, at the Royal Rumble. As far as the NXT stars, there's really not much I want to say about those guys. I don't think they deserve it yet. When John was brought up for the Kurt Angle Open Challenge, he was already on the main roster. It wasn't like they just pulled him out of the hat, a hat, and said, "Hey, here you go, boy." He's already on the roster. So, I'm excited. I am going to watch this football game, the end of the basketball game, and the Bulls are up 5. And then watch Raw. So it's gonna be a late night, boys. But good thing is I'm off tomorrow. So wish everybody a happy Veterans Day.
Yes.
So if you know somebody who has served, thank them again, and then thank them again. It is Veterans Day, so we celebrate those who gave their service and
absolutely
they're with us. So go ahead and do that. JC, closing thoughts before we jump off.
I mean, about wrestling, about football, about
anything.
I mean, like I said, I don't know. Like I just sit here, like I'm kind of curious, like who the 16 people will be for the tournament. I don't know if they're going to announce that tonight. And
I think they might have announced one. LA Knight is in, and then they pulled the second name, and they're like, "Well, you'll have to wait till next week," which is today's episode. So, I don't know how if they're going to do
Well,
it.
there's not 16 weeks where they can just pull one name a night. I mean, they
No,
gotta,
no. They pulled out LA Knight on Friday, and then they were going to announce the first match essentially in the tournament. So they're probably just spinning it all out throughout the episode. But again, it's he's got 2 dates left. It's nuts, man. It's nuts to see someone's full career from start to finish. I was able to see him in his first match in Chicago, where he debuted, to his last match in Chicago. It's come on, guys. It's just like if you watch Michael Jordan's first game and watch his last game. Same thing for any other sport. So it's bittersweet. He's gonna leave a huge void. I know he's still part of the family, and he'll come in and do, some mic work or whatever. But he's no longer wrestling. His body cannot take it anymore. He kind of walks at a slant. It's bad. So,
yeah, keep doing Peacemaker. Keep doing James Gunn stuff. Keep me happy.
Well, he'll be in the Superman, right? The next Superman. He has to be in it.
I would assume so.
Yeah, definitely got to be in it.
So, yeah.
All right, boys. It's time to go watch some TV, and I'll cut up some clips and post them on there. So, at the end of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Steven's gonna go watch Welcome to Jerry, which is a great show. Go watch it on HBO Go. And again, if you're gonna watch the Bears game, come watch it with us at Casa Humilde, 7700 Madison in Forest Park. Amazing brewery and great food. So come and join us. All right, boys, that is it for today. Thank you to all the fans for listening. Thank you to Rip for joining and being part of the show. We really appreciate you, brother. Thank you to every listener and viewer for sticking with us for 273 and all those extra shows we do. Thank you to our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans. And you can check us out on social media, TCSF Pod on the Twitter X, True Chicago Sports on Facebook, IG, Spotify, everywhere. We're everywhere. If you want to DM us, hit us at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. Send us a message there. Or if you have a comment, question, you want to sponsor us, go ahead and do that there. And if you are watching this later on, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you to 606 Media, and you can check out all the gear we got. We can check out all the podcasts we have, and keep up with us, man. So for the boys, for JC and Stevie B, I am Big Z. We'll see you next time for episode 274. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.